have taken biryani, Turkish chicken biryani, and it looks very different from what you will expect an Indian biryani or a Pakistani or a Bangladeshi biryani would look like. It looks as if it's and they don't give spoons, they give just knife and fork. What the fuck is the spoon? But it looks like the concept of biryani is very, very different. There are no spices. Guys, I'm in Gjirokaster Fort, which sits atop a hill, which sits atop the city of Gjirokaster, which is entirely made of stone, and this fort is also entirely made of stone. This is just a small bus ride away, around 40 kilometers from Sarande. You can easily take the bus. It costs around 200 to 300 legs, and they drop you at the city center. From there you have to take a taxi, which costs around 500 lek, and here we are at the Gjirokaster fort. This used to be an Ottoman fort, which was led by an Albanian general called Ali Pasha, and these are the artilleries which was used. Check it out. The real history of this fort is unknown, because it has obviously been changed hands many times, from Romans to Greeks to Illyrians to Venetians and even the Ottomans. The Ottomans were the ones who were the last major army to occupy and operate from this fort. This is a Lockheed T-33 shooting star plane, and the history says that it belonged to the US Air Force. In December 1957, this plane landed at Rinas Airport in Tirana, but when the pilot returned to US, the aircraft remained in the Tirana airport. Then in mid-1970s, it was brought here at the Gjirokaster Castle and kept as an exhibition. Obviously engines and all are stripped apart, and it's kind of wearing apart. Looks bit of worn out. But yeah, American forces were supporting the Albanians in the fight against the Axis powers in the World War II. And this is the proof of it. यहाँ पे वो जोधपुर वाली फीलिंग आ रही है। मेहरानगढ़ फोर्ट से आप पूरा सिटी देखते हो ना, एक्सेप्ट वो वहाँ पे पूरा ब्लू कलर, बिकॉज जोधपुर इज़ अ ब्लू सिटी, और यहाँ पे फुल एक ऑटोमन सिटी का एग्जाम्पल नीचे है. And it's very, very beautiful, and it's very scenic. It's absolutely the perfect vantage point to look over your enemies and your citizens. This also served as a prison when it was Ottoman Albania. There was a teacher who used to teach the local students in Albanian, their mother tongue. which was forbidden in Ottoman Albania. Students could only learn in Turkish. So they imprisoned the teacher, whose name was Koto Hoji, in this. Here. He was one of the leading intellectuals of Albania and had this fierce nationalistic pride about the Albanian language and culture, which the Ottomans didn't like. And so they imprisoned him and kept him locked up in this castle and in this dungeon over there. He was later relocated to Istanbul, where he died a lonely death. Down below, houses built of stone and the stone castle of Gjirokaster. And that's the valley. I think over there somewhere is Mount Sopot. Gjirokaster तो आना बनता है जनाब, क्योंकि अल्बानिया इतनी सारी किंगडम्स से गुजरी है, कभी रोमन, कभी ग्रीक, कभी इलिरियन, कभी ऑटोमन. तो हर एक जगह, जैसे ये जिरोकास्टर हो गया, यहाँ पे तरह तरह की ट्रेसेस मिलेंगे आपको. रोमन बाथ्स मिलेंगे यहाँ पे, ऑटोमन बाजार्स मिलेंगे. सो ऑल इन वन, मतलब द ग्रीस, टर्की अलग से जाने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. अल्बानिया आ जाओ, सब मिल जाएगा, ऑल इन वन पैकेज. एंड यहाँ पे आई गेस कोई कल्चरल प्रोग्राम होता होगा. Albania may be Muslim, majority Muslim, but there's also a sect of Muslim they follow, which is known as the Bektashi Sufi sect. It is said that it's more tolerant, and more than a fifth of Albanians practice Bektashi Sufism. It is a, what should I say, I'm not very expert in religious matters, but it considered a very liberal and tolerant form of religion, contrary to what the Ottomans were over here. So there are a lot of Bektashi Muslims and their religious sites in this castle. जो ऑटोमन सल्तनत का जो अल्बानियन कमांडर थे, अली पाशा, उन्होंने यहाँ पे एक एक्वेडक्ट बनाया, which helped to bring the water from the springs at the nearby Sopot mountains, and that helped quench the thirst of the citizens of Gjirokaster. So many things over here. There are Roman aqueducts over there. Enver Hoxha, the great communist dictator, was born in Gjirokaster. Gjirokaster, yes. Enver Hoxha house? Enver Hoxha dom? Straight? Car, okay. You have to go down. When you're at the very top of the fortress, when you have seen the fortress, just go down and you will see Enver Hoxha's house. It is now converted into a museum, but not to celebrate his life. It's an ethnological museum. Interesting. Mosaics. Is this a bunker? Or is it Some secret passageway. Oh wow, this is spooky. I think it heads to the castle. Oh wow, check it out. I think this is one of the bunkers which leads to the, I don't know, or maybe a secret passageway. Maybe a means of escape when the enemy took over the castle. Huh. Interesting. I'm here at the old bazaar of Gjirokaster town, and there are galleries, there are souvenir shops over here. Local households, local small businesses having their own souvenir shops. Check it out. It looks just like an Ottoman bazaar, and it is an Ottoman bazaar because this part of the town was under Ottoman rule. I am at one of these beautiful cafes in the Ottoman market of Gjirokaster, and I've taken biryani, Turkish chicken biryani, and it looks very different from what you will expect an Indian biryani or a Pakistani or a Bangladeshi biryani would look like. It looks as if it's and they don't give spoons, they give just knife and fork. What the fuck is the spoon? But it looks like the concept of biryani is very, very different. There are no spices. This one, it has just some rice, which tastes okay, and there's 2 pieces of grilled chicken. I don't know if you can call this biryani. I've never been to Turkey, but you can tell me, those who have been to Turkey, how the Turkish biryani looks like. And of course, bread or cake, complimentary. Biryani with cake and bread. That's a very Albanian Turkish culture, is it? You let me know. The chicken is good though. The rice tastes like it's butter rice or something. Not bad, but certainly not what I expect when I hear the term biryani. But yeah, it's different. But they don't give any spoon, you have to eat with this knife. How the hell am I gonna eat rice with knife? Or fork? Hello, anyone there? खाना पीना संपन्न करने के बाद मैं यहाँ पे पी रहा हूँ टर्किश कॉफ़ी, जो कि यहाँ का ट्रेडिशन है, ऑब्वियसली ऑटोमन इन्फ्लुएंस के वजह से। मैंने सुना है टर्किश कॉफ़ी में चीनी साथ में डाल के फिर उबालते हैं, और इसमें चीनी डालने की ज़रूरत नहीं है, लाइक मैकियाटो। सो देखता हूँ, बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग होता है मैंने सुना है। ओह, इट इज़ स्ट्रॉन्ग, एकदम काले रंग की टर्किश कॉफ़ी इधर, और बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग है, बट इट्स गुड। ऐसी जगह आओ तो ऐसी ट्रेडिशनल खाना ही खाना चाहिए। जीरोकास्टर में ऑटोमन खाना, अल्बेनियन खाना बहुत फेमस है। रोमन्स और ग्रीक्स क्या खाते थे उसके क्विजीन तो मुझे मालूम नहीं, बट अल्बेनियन और ऑटोमन क्विजीन्स भर भर के मिलेंगे यहाँ पे। This place is so wow. There are souvenir shops, the Turkish bazaar. Everywhere there are people, there are tourists. This is the most touristy part of the town. सारे लोग इधर ही आते हैं शॉपिंग करने, और एकदम प्योर, एकदम परफेक्ट यूरोपियन स्टाइल के छोटे छोटे स्टोन एलीवेज है यहाँ पे, जो कि एकदम आपको यकीन दिलाता है कि हाँ आप यूरोप में ही हो। और ये टर्किश यूरोपियन जो मिक्स है ये बड़ा सुंदर है यहाँ पे। क्या बोलो, यहाँ पे ओल्ड वेल है, यहाँ पे रोमन एरा की आगे। यहाँ पे पेंटर्स आर्टिस्ट्स काम कर रहे हैं, लोग शॉपिंग कर रहे हैं। यहाँ पे एकदम आराम से आप अपनी सुवेनिर्स उठा सकते हैं। मैंने तो उठा लिए हैं, तो मैं पूछूंगा नहीं, पूछूंगा तो थोड़ा खरीदना पड़ेगा। यहाँ पे बार्गेनिंग भी हो सकती है, आपके ऊपर है, बट एंजॉय ओवर हियर, स्पेंड टाइम। द परफेक्ट Ottoman market of Gjirokaster.
After this, I went to visit the Skenduli house. The Skenduli house is a large mansion which was owned by the Skenduli family, who are a Bektashi sect of Muslim. The lady, who is also a part of the family, gave me a tour of the house, which is a museum, and also a deeper understanding of the Bektashi way of life.
There are 3 floors. The ground floor was used for storing the food, 2 other floors for living. This house has 64 windows.
64 windows, okay.
44 doors.
44 doors.
6 toilets and 4 hammams. Hammams are steam
Turkish bath. Turkish baths.
Steam bath.
Yes. Was it a very rich person, Skenduli?
It was a very rich family.
Okay.
Because they were landowners and traders. So there are 2 entrances. This was a service entrance where the animals would come loaded with food, unload, and went outside for sleeping. The cheese, the milk, the temperature is lower because it's 1 meter below, and behind that wall is the water tank.
Okay, water tank, the cistern, okay.
Yeah, the cistern.
There are Roman cisterns also.
And the cistern keeps it cooler, brings the fresh. Because of the fire, the chimney. This house has 9 chimneys, 9. 9, because the number of the chimneys show the prestige of the family. More they had, more each other were, more important was the family. Okay, this was storage. Here to keep the mattresses, the blankets. Because in 1700 the people slept on the floor.
Okay.
So during the day
There was no beds then?
No beds, right. And to put from the windows or through the windows.
Oh, okay. So this room has beds because it's from the communist times.
From the communist time. Normally it was without beds because they'll sleep on the floor. So one family is living here. One big family, the parents with their own children, so they sleep all together. And here is the fire, the chimney, and then this was storage for the mattresses.
Beautiful view, the entire city of Gjirokaster. And that was Gjirokaster, guys. The beautiful Skenduli house, Enver Hoxha Ethnographic Museum, Gjirokaster Fort, the Ottoman Bazaar. You can also stay here in Gjirokaster. There are a lot of boutique hotels on my left and right. Or you can be like me, do a small day trip from Sarande, see the place, and go back in a bus. Choice is yours. Just imagine the life of the people over here. This is just a normal house, normal people, normal lives, going to work, going to school, going for their usual daily course. Sometimes I think, what if I would have been born here? अगर मैं इस कस्बे में पैदा होता, इस गांव में, Gjirokaster में, तब लाइफ कैसा हुआ होता? How would have my life turned out to be? I would have grown up as a European citizen, not EU citizen, but still European nonetheless. I would have a stronger passport, I would have gone to many places, but would I have the money to go to those places? This country, although surrounded by wealthier neighbors such as Italy, only has an average salary of 200 to 300 euros per month. compared to that, an educated person in India with the right degree, the right job, lives a very comfortable living, and yeah, maybe his passport is weak, but he has a lot of recognition worldwide. I mean, India, it's almost a superpower. There is some bragging rights when you say you're from India, but Albania, well, not so much. But it is a marvelous little land with a lot of history, a lot of culture, years of oppression and injustice done to these people by various rulers, be it Ottomans, be it their king Zog, be it the communists. But they're a fine bunch and they're a gritty people. Look how they've kept the streets spotlessly clean. कितना साफ सुथरा है रास्ता. गरीब होने के बावजूद, it's not a very rich country, but रास्ता देखिए, एक speck of dirt नहीं, कहीं भी कचरा कूड़ा इधर उधर नहीं. तो आप समझ जाएंगे कि डिसिप्लिन जो चीज़ है वो आपकी इकोनॉमिक स्टेटस के साथ कोई रिलेशन नहीं रखती. बहुत फिलोसॉफिकल हो रहा हूँ पर अच्छा लग रहा है यहाँ आके. टेक्निकली आज लास्ट ही दिन है, अगले 3 दिन सिर्फ ट्रैवल्स में ही जाएंगे. बहुत ही सुंदर जगह है जनाब. अल्बानिया जिरोकास्टर तो बिल्कुल आना चाहिए. और आगे बस स्टॉप है, चलते हैं सरांडे की तरफ. महीनों तक याद आएंगे ये सारे पल, पर यही ज़िंदगी है. आगे बढ़ते चले जाना है. आगे और भी देशें हैं, और भी जगह हैं, नई जगह एक्सप्लोर करने हैं. इसी के साथ मिलते हैं सरांडे में.